Well, both sides have rested in former President Trump's criminal hush money trial. The jury now dismissed until next Tuesday. That's when closing arguments start. Trump has pleaded not guilty to falsifying business records. Prosecutors say it was all an effort to hide embarrassing stories, including his alleged affair with Stormy Daniels. The final person to take the stand this morning was defense witness Robert Costello. Late yesterday, the judge actually cleared the courtroom before demanding and reprimanding Costello for his behavior that included rolling his eyes at the judge and verbally questioning his rulings. Let's bring in NewsNation's Caitlin Becker live outside of the Lower Manhattan courthouse. Things got a little rowdy there yesterday, Caitlin. Kind of walk us through what happens next.
It was wild in court yesterday, Nichole, and today it was kind of wild outside of court. The jury has been dismissed. Donald Trump is out of the courthouse for a little while. He's going to come back in a few hours, but right now both sides have to start preparing their summations. They need to start preparing closing arguments, but today really definitively finally answered that question as to whether or not Donald Trump was going to testify, and against or with all legal advice, the answer was no. Pretty much every legal expert told him not to testify, and he didn't. We haven't heard from him yet about why, but our Libby Dean was outside court earlier today when Don Jr. showed up. He was in court, and she was able to ask him why his father didn't testify. Take a look at what he said.
Why didn't he testify? Done. Why?
How do you justify this insanity? Look at the clowns that they put on there. You don't subject yourself to that nonsense. You're going in a kangaroo court. There's nothing more, nothing less. There'd be absolutely no reason, no justification to do that whatsoever. Everyone sees it for the sham that it is. The only problem is it's New York.
But why not testify about that?
So he kind of didn't answer it the second time around and repeated a lot of those talking points that we've heard from Donald Trump himself about how the whole trial is a sham, et cetera. But he did seem to go back and forth throughout this process, Donald Trump, of talking about that maybe he would testify and wouldn't, and then he would. So here we are. It's not happening.
All right, so it's not happening, Caitlin. We know that the jury has been sent home until next week on Tuesday, but court is actually going to be back in session this afternoon. Why is that?
So we have a charge conference later, and this is probably one of the most important and critical parts of the entire legal process for the jury. This is really kind of boring. It's really procedural, but like I said, crucial in order to get a successful either acquittal or conviction. This is when both sides, along with the judge, decide exactly what those jury instructions are going to be when they go into deliberation. It explains the law, the case, and how they are to decide whether or not they're going to find Donald Trump guilty of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records or acquit him of those charges. And this is a particularly complex and nuanced case. So this charge conference, maybe more so than in other cases, is critical to understanding how to do that. They have to the prosecutors needed to both prove that these business records were falsified and that they were falsified in the commission of another crime, that crime being campaign finance issues, where the $130,000 paid to Stormy Daniels, prosecutors say, was essentially an in-kind campaign contribution, and that should have been declared and not hidden. So those 2 points are 2 factors that the jury really needs to understand. I've been covering this for weeks, and it's still very complicated for me to understand and explain. So they're going to have a tough job when they get into deliberations, Nichole.
Yeah, certainly a lot of ins and outs, a lot of layers to all of this. Caitlin Becker, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.